The Scripps Howard Foundation is proud to honor excellence in the television and cable category for in-depth national and international coverage. Winners of this Jack R. Howard Award are Associated Producers Ltd. and HBO Documentary Films for Tales from the Organ Trade. Find a donor, buy a kidney, or die. Tales from the Organ Trade is the story of a Canadian man who bought a kidney to save his life from a woman in Moldova who willingly sold hers with assistance from a Turkish transplant surgeon and an Israeli nephrologist, only to be charged with illegal organ trafficking by a prosecutor representing the European Union. To tell the story of the alleged international ring, Associated producer Ric Esther Bienstock traveled to 8 countries across 3 continents over a period of 3 years to track down all the people involved in one single transplant operation. The documentary she wrote and directed, with production assistance from Felix Golubev and Simcha Jacobovici, is a gritty descent into the global black market where an organ is sold every 60 minutes, where more than 300 men in one impoverished Philippine village sold their kidneys for the price of a laptop, and an unemployed man from Philadelphia answered a Craigslist ad to donate his kidney for a $20,000 payoff. Since its debut, Tales from the Organ Trade has fostered debate among leaders in international law enforcement, transplant organizations, universities, hospitals, and think tanks. It's a discussion that may move policymakers to find solutions to the growing problem, and the reason Sheila Nevins and Nancy Abraham of HBO Documentary Films knew it was a project their subscribers needed to see.
This piece was able to get access to people who are in desperate circumstances on all sides of this issue.
It's a story that I have never seen in such depth and breadth and so nuanced.
Presenting Associated Producers Ltd. and HBO Documentary Films the Jack R. Howard Award for in-depth national and international coverage in the television and cable category, and $10,000 is Pamela Howard, Trustee Emerita of the Scripps Howard Foundation. Accepting is Ric Esther Bienstock of Associated Producers, the producer, director, and writer.
Thank you. I speak on behalf of my co-producers, Felix Golubev and Simcha Jacobovici, and of course, Sheila Nevins and Nancy Abraham from HBO, when I say what an honor it is to be in this room. Everything I was going to say has been blown by that fantastic video, so I'm going to have to wing it a little bit. It's true that every 60 minutes a human organ is sold on the black market somewhere in the world, and chances are it's a kidney. And when we set out to tell this story, I'm sure many of you in this room know that sometimes you set out to tell one story and you end up finding another story, and that's the case with this film. We filmed in 8 countries over 3 continents to try and track down all the players to get a real 360-degree view of this issue. And the journey made me question my own moral and ethical assumptions. And what we wanted to do with this was raise a lot of questions. I think we raise more questions than provide answers. But I guess that's part of the job, that we continue raising questions and put them out there in the hopes that solutions can be found. I would be remiss if I didn't thank all the brave people, many of whom were involved in illicit activity, who participated and were willing to take part in the film. I posted, as one does these days, on Facebook that we won, and thanked my crew. And I said, I guess the director always gets most of the credit because the director suffers so much. And my editor piped in, when the director suffers, everyone suffers. And then the cameraman piped in. That's true, especially on location. There was a huge team who made this happen, and I am really honored and grateful to receive this distinguished award from the Scripps Howard Foundation. I think you're doing incredible work. Thank you very much.